we're doing an extra example that will help. It's similar to the one seen on page M13. And yeah, so let's take a look. My desk lamp casts a shadow onto my desk. I had a soda can on here earlier, is 3 1/2 inches tall, and it has a 1 3/4 inch long shadow. My calculator has a 1/3 inch long shadow. How many inches tall is my calculator? And the first question was, if we're going to perhaps use proportions with this, we'll need to have 2 units. And so I'm going to give you a moment to think about what those units might be. Okay, so did you notice that we had a lot of things that talked about inches, and we need 2 different units. So it's going to have to be one that's inches tall and one that is inches long. And so for that one, it's going to be talking about the shadow. Is it just me, or is this really choppy? And I'm writing really slowly.
Yeah, you're writing slow.
Really slow. Okay. So 1 second, I'm going to pause the recording. We then have the inches tall and the inches long shadow, and we're going to convert the mixed numbers into decimals. So what will 3 1/2 be as a decimal?
3.5.
3.5 it is. And that goes along with 1 3/4 inches long shadow. So what will that be as a decimal?
1.75.
Got it. Now the other piece of information, I'm going to want something else that's a certain height, inches tall, and it's going to also have a certain number of inches long for the shadow. And the reason I'm doing this is because in the problems, it doesn't always have the units going in the same order that I want them in. What we have here, my calculator has a 1/3 inch long shadow. We have to be careful. A lot of people will put that first, but in reality, that needs to match up with this guy up here. What should we do for 1/3? Do you know?
0.33.
Yeah, let's give it one more. I find that when I do the proportion problems and stuff where I'm converting the fractions into decimals, it's been working really well if I do 3 decimal places. So we'll do 0.333. And then it's asking how many inches tall is my calculator. So that'll be our X. And then the cool thing is we can just put our little fraction bar here, and we've created a fraction equal to a fraction. We now have a proportion that we can solve. So I'm going to pause the recording again and give you guys, pause your recordings that you're doing, your playbacks, and see if you can solve for X. Okay, I'm recopying. I gave you some answer choices. They just appeared out of nowhere probably for you. I've got 3.5 over X is equal to 1.75 over 0.333. So I start out with, even if it's just abbreviation, something to help me make sure that I see that there's 2 different units, even though they both refer to inches. Make sure everybody lines up okay. Then I can just put the numbers. And we'll cross multiply to solve. 1.75x is equal to 3.5 times 0.333. And that gives me, my handy dandy calculator. That's what our answer is going to be because I did this earlier. 1.75x is going to equal 3.5 times 0.333. And that's 1.1655.
Then if I divide both sides by my coefficient, 0.666. And, oh, can't see what I'm doing, but here you go. 0.666, that's basically the same as 2/3 inches tall. So letter C will be the answer choice. Okay, hopefully you're getting better with this concept after doing some of the math videos and then watching the video from session 6.1 that was also today, July 9th. And now I think I'll check in and we'll either do another one of these practice ones or we will go on to something new. I'll be right back. So the vote was to switch over to reading, which means this recording's ending now. And that still leaves you an opportunity to try number 3 after trying to do problems that involve 2 proportions. And you can watch this in the proportions video, unit conversions with proportions. That's in the math videos section on Sakai. I'll come back to this at another time.